A good tech tool to use for reviewing some vocabulary would be Quizlet. On Quizlet, it is free to use, and as a teacher, you can either create a set of your own on your own account, or you can also search for a certain specific activity that you were looking for. For instance, we'll do Spanish verbs. And here you'll see these are already pre-created sets from other teachers that are sharing it with everybody else. If you take your cursor and you just lightly hover it over one of the sections, it'll show you and that a brief highlight of what is in that category in that set. And if it seems interesting, you can go ahead and click on it. You can also, if there's a specific one you want, you can tell your students as to which one they need to choose. And it's just a learning target for this activity is that it helps them to review their vocabulary words and that they get a more fluent in them as well. And once you click on that set, you will see that they list all the vocabulary words for you and their definitions. There are some ways that you can study these. For instance, they can click on flashcards, and they can have a choice as to if they want just to have the Spanish side showed to them, if they want to see both Spanish and English, or just English, but we're just going to stick on the Spanish right now. So you will see it says almorzar, and they can go ahead and give their answer as to what they think that is. And to check their answer, it does say click to flip right here in the bottom right-hand corner of the card. And then it'll flip it over and it'll give them their answer. If they have a trouble with it, then there is this star right up here in the right-hand corner that they can go ahead and click. It'll highlight the card in yellow. So I'll just go ahead and click a few of those just so we can see. Once there's about a few of them clicked and those are the words that they need to study a little bit more, it'll appear right here where it says that we have starred 3 terms. So if we click on that, it'll give us the terms that we have selected to just go over a little bit more and have a bit of a mastery over. Besides the flip, there is also the flow. You'll see that the card, it'll show just the Spanish, and then if you click down, it'll show the English then. So the student can go ahead and give their answer as to what they think the verb would be, and then they would get the English just to double check. There is also, up here, it says learn. It'll give you the definition in English, and then you would type it in Spanish, and then they can check their answer. Another way is for speller, and you just simply have to type what you hear. They will tell you a word, and so it'll even show you the English definition right here. So they said entender. So we'll just type it in and click enter.
Mostrar.
And then they'll keep continuing till all of them are done. Then there is also this test one up here too, where it'll show them they have some written ones to type in. And then there is matching and multiple choice and true and false as well, just to get a little bit more variety. And then there's scatter. So I want you to make everything disappear. So for this, the student they see all of their definitions right here, and so we have contar, they will click, and then they would drag it over what they think is right. And they would keep doing that until all of them are done. And then there is race. For this one, you would just start, and you will see for this one it says to begin it, and it starts with a C. The student would then type it in on the bottom, and then it will keep going until they are all finished. And then if they don't get it, then it'll show them the answer right here, just so that the student does understand what that word is. And to evaluate, this is a good tool to have just because there are many multiple ways that students can go through their vocabulary words and just get a refresher on them in different ways instead of just a typical just flipping a note card. And then it's easy to evaluate as a teacher. You can either go around and walk and watch the students and listen to them just to evaluate them. And it's good because students can either do it by themselves or they could also potentially do it with a partner, but it's more so independent work. Well, that is Quizlet. I hope it becomes a very helpful tool to use in your classroom.